Hello everybody, I'm Asian Juice Curry, and this is my first video channel that I'm putting up, mostly concentrating the game Mobile Legends, and it's a mobile game. And here, just a normal gamer, an average gamer. I'm not a professional like people out there. Currently I'm in epic ranking, and just love to play this game with the rest of my buddies. Um, I have my buddy named Stridon, which he plays a lot of Zask, and my other buddy Xander Fox III, he plays a lot of YSS. Well, currently also practicing that. And the three of us are actually DSX Squad, or the Dragon Squad for Mobile Legends. We have other players in our squad. However, we play with them occasionally, but the more they expose themselves to us and team up with us, then we'll include them more in this channel. So currently my role in this Mobile Legends, I'm more of a tank. So the other two are mage and marksman. So I'm just here to kind of show how I play my tank, and there's like so many ways to strategize and win the game. You'll also see me upload some games that probably I might be losing. Actually, a lot more of those. But at least what I like to do is to relate to the viewers out there that are not a pro or anything like that. But hopefully, some of my tips would help newcomers or even pro players themselves, like the methodology of how to become a better player. So honestly, it's easier said than done. Last minute, last second decision can make a crucial difference when playing the game and trying to beat the opponent. A lot of times you have to have a really good mentality in this game, and trust me, I sometimes don't have that mentality either, and I just throw my phone around and vent out my frustrations. So it is an actual mental thing that you have to put yourself into, and how to be calm about it. So, but without further ado, here's the gameplay that I'm uploading. The character I'm playing is Hylos. So, and I really like this tank, and it's the first time I'm playing it for, actually not first time, probably the fifth time I'm playing him, and so far as a tank, I'm really liking him. I can actually get his HP up to 16,000, which makes him really tanky. But it really depends on how you play this character. So far, here's the gameplay. So it's in classic, it's not in rank mode because we're trying to practice our positioning and our team makeup. Alright, so here's the gameplay. So the situation is the other two people, Nezuko-chan and Renhaku, actually decided to join us in our gameplay here. So we just want to play around here. But the situation is that me and Xander Fox, Yishin Shin, we're actually both on Discord. So we're actually communicating. The other two players, Nezuko-chan and Renhaku, they're both actually just gonna feel their way in how we move around the map. So me as Hylos, I always stick to my whoever the MM is, and try to protect them as much as I can. I'm basically a guardian, I'm a tank. So obviously I chose the roaming mask in this game, and so to help my buddy actually level up faster, and I always give him the last hit, and that's my thing. Basically, there's a kind of agreement that we have with each other. So your job as a tank, you have to just sacrifice yourself in front of the marksman. If you know this marksman really well and how he plays and his playstyle, adapt to his playstyle. So right now you guys seeing I'm just following wherever he's going, and I try to put myself in front of the players out there. So basically I'm the one who wants to be taking damage, and most likely you just want to poke, you don't really want to go ahead. In here I decided to dive into the tower because I know I can take the turret, but then again it got me. So it was my bad decision on my part, but you know, it happens. But luckily my marksman, YSS, he understands me, so he knows I like to tower dive, and he knows he will attack. So because I want him to get that kill. Unfortunately, I actually got the last hit, but that's okay. Lesson learned, right? So so now Rez and YSS already went back home, just kind of get more mana, also heal up a little bit. As you can see in the mini-map, I see all the enemies over there. In the actual gameplay, you won't be able to see your opponent, but you just look at your own teammates and how they're doing over there. Now in the mid, you see someone's battling and they're actually clashing in the mid. But I trust my other friends that they're pretty good themselves, so just stick to your marksman. A lot of times if I go classic or rank mode solo and I don't know the marksman or the person that really carries, I try to assess them first. Obviously, as a tank, you really do wanna go for the marksman. Try to stick to them. If someone requested to be with them, to support them, let's say a Gushian or another player that it seems like they have the confidence to carry the team, it's okay to stick to that player and just be with them and see if, you know, if they will actually carry the team. But based on their movements, that's when you can assess that this player is not that good. I might as well stick to my main guy. If you see a Granger in your team, stick to the Granger. If you see a Cloud, stick to the Cloud. So but based on how I know my buddy plays, this Yishin Shin, I know how his play style, so I wanna be sticking with him. So but later on you'll see me move to a different direction where I end up protecting another player, because I already know that Yishin Shin can take care of himself pretty well. So as you can see here, I already built up my item to encourage mask. What I noticed a lot of, like, even pro players out there that are really good, they stick to roaming mask, like wooden mask, and they have it for a long time. Like, to me, honestly, to really get the benefit of it, it's better to go all in or sell it and get rid of it. So, and I've seen that plenty of times, and whenever I watch live, and you know, maybe they just forget to change that the mask or upgrade that mask. But I want to get encouraged mask because my focus is to get as much HP as I can with Hylos. So anyways, you probably see it like a couple of times that I dive into tower because that's what I like to do, and I like to take risks, but I rather dive in there and get my friends get the kills. So I tend to like really not care about the kills. I'm more of a objective minded. Luckily my buddy here, YSS, he's actually objective minded, where he always focus on the turrets and I always focus on the turrets. And it's unfortunate, a lot of players out there only care about chaos, which is kill streaks, and they just keep on farming jungle. The objective never never achieved. So there's no minion pushing, and it really sucked. You know, it's very frustrating, and you'll encounter a lot of players like that. So in here, as you can see, I use that to scare off some players. So there's a lot of times that I would use the mentality of like, well, I ult right there, and just to scare them off, not really to engage with them. But the other two players, Renhaku and Nezuko-chan, sometimes they start to get my cue when I'm about to attack. And being a Hylos or a tank, you are kind of like a quarterback in a way. If you want to take that role, I'm not saying you should be a leader, but you can be if you want to, if, you know, like to initiate that attack, so they know that that's a sign that you jump in there. As you can see now, I'm actually checking out my attributes, and a lot of players do this. Actually, I started looking at this just a little while ago, just a short while ago, that I actually check out my attributes now. to see how much HP I have compared to the rest of the team versus the opponent, as well as my own team who's got the most damage attributes. Then I can also assess if we're all good to clash against the opponent. If I see the opponent having really strong damage, magical damage, and they have more HP, we're not going to clash with them. Actually, even though during the time that you know the odds of your own team being stronger, and then you start to clash, all of a sudden your team starts losing. The reason why being is because the positioning is wrong. Like one person will be on the other side of the wall, and everyone disperse, and everyone's just like on their own killing another person, and you know, it gets chaotic. You have to be together as a unit and focus attacks. It's easier said than done, and it's very hard once all these stuff happen on the screen. That you know, you try to focus as much as you can. A healer or as a tanky, focus on the healer or focus on someone squishy, stun them to stop them from killing your teammates. So, but yeah, so that's how it goes. As you can see here, I'm actually trying to mobilize myself. I was following Zilong for a little bit to protect him from getting harmed. So now I resume to being with Yishin Shin. And then you'll also see that I decided to check the attributes and how we're doing. Right now Ling is on the other side of the wall. I know that Ling is very mobile. She can go across the map like it's nothing. I noticed that someone was hitting the bottom turret, so I decided to go down there to clear out that area. I'm not saying I'm gonna plan to really engage with him, but I did that all just to scare him off. So but once you do get someone or opponent, then yeah, might as well go for the kill. But I can always retreat. So I only did that just for visual side where everyone runs away. So you guys might notice also that I use my emblem for this is I just went all HP and using the I forgot what that thing's called, that little more armor and more armor against magic and physical. Yeah, so I forgot the name of that emblem, but when it goes lower than 50% of your life, I think it increases that stats. But I did focus more on the HP of this and cooldown, so I can use my ult a little bit more. You'll also notice that my spell, majority of pro players and other players, you know, who look up to pro players, always tend to use the rejuvenation. Don't get me wrong, I love rejuvenation. That's my main when it comes to Uranus. It's the best when it comes to regen. But for Hylos, I think it works better if I use the Aegis spell. The reason why being is that the regen, if you come to a point that you're actually battling the whole group of team, you pop in your regen, everyone goes all over the map. That regen just has a limited area in the circle, and your teammates not try to use that regen, but they can't because they're moving all over the place. So ergo, they're still getting hurt. And then at the same time, the regen doesn't recover the person fast enough to accommodate against the enemy's damage. So it's better to actually, honestly to me, in my opinion, it's better to use the Aegis, where if you pop it, at least that one person, whoever's the lowest life, has that instant shield, where what if at that moment a Franco or someone else stun that person, that shield will protect them from damages, you know, and what if that person ulted on them? At least there's just a slight moment that you save their life, that they can make a comeback and kill the other person. It's hard to time it, but the luck is actually better, because later on sometimes you end up using that spell, and then your main damage dealer, like a marksman or whatever, you end up protecting them in that moment, and at the same time once the shield goes away, they're actually making damages before they even die. You know, they actually make a kill. Happened to be so plenty of time so far with Hylos, so and it's been working out so well for me. But that's just my opinion, and it's my style of gameplay, and it works for me. It might not work for you, but it's something to think about. So at this moment on, you saw plenty of clashes, and I do my best to try to stay survive as much as I can. I know there's 4 deaths, but I made some kills. But sometimes you dying will be okay, because if all those opponents of yours ulted on me, they have no chance to kill my teammates. So my teammates end up killing them, and they end up running away because they already use up all their ults on me. And having a high HP tank helps a lot. So as you can see on my item here, I'm using I made a Clock of Destiny in my part to get it up and running ASAP. At the same time here, there's a good positioning what I did there. My teammates were there, and then I ult that road, the path thing, and just went at it. And my other 2 teammates, Uranus and Khufra and Nekzlo, they follow suit. YSS, he knows my Q whenever I do that. So right now I decided to push mid because I'm objective-oriented kind of guy, and at least I get to have a pre-visual of where the enemies are in a way, but we wipe them out so my other teammate can start going for the Lord. So and just so you guys have too, you'll notice on the attributes right now I'm at 12k HP. So that's like the most you could ever get in one of the most you can ever high HP you can ever get in a hero like this. So my Uranus, I can only go up to 10k. I'm sure I can do more, but based on how I play him differently. Ooh, that was a hard one with Fanny. I try to catch Fanny as much as I can with that stun. So anyway, so Clock of Destiny is the second item that I pursue right away as much as I can, because that Clock of Destiny will add on to my HP. So when playing Hylos, right now he's level 13, and look at his HP, he's 13,000. You do your best to actually keep the HP match your level, or 1,000 HP less from your level. Let's say you're level 5. You gotta be at least 4k HP or 5k HP. 6k HP doing that level 5, dude, you're awesome. You're doing great. So that's why I buy the Clock of Destiny right away before I go for an item. The stacks of the Clock of Destiny matters a lot once it reaches up to 10 stacks. And then after that, you'll see I got the green boots over there. I forgot what it's called, but because I need a little bit more physical and magical defense. But you'll notice that I also used a curse helmet. I did 2 times a curse helmet, and you might laugh, but my focus is HP. And at the same time, curse helmet is cheap, and it really, basically really, you can get that curse helmet right away. And I didn't get to my final item, but my final item is actually will be Twilight Armor. So that would be perfect against MMs or high damage dealer, because it reduces the critical chance, it reduces the critical damage to you, as well as you have that 900 HP limit or something like that. So you have to read the thing. So but overall, so we won that game based on how we position ourselves, and a lot of it is really positioning and timing. So I don't plan to get any MVP or gold. If I do get a gold when it comes to victory, kudos. But I did my job as I'd say quarterbacker. Right now, Xander Fox, I basically help him carry the whole team. So so it's great to always stick to the MM to to level them up, do your best to protect that person as much as you can, and make sure that player lives. If it doesn't, it's okay. Do your best to protect him the next time around and buff him up. Not saying that you should always stick to the MM. You have to also look at other teams too. At some point in time, you saw me like protecting Valier earlier, and a little bit of Zilong, trying to get his buff, because I know the map positioning of YSS is down top on the jungle area, and I know it's pretty secure, so I decided to protect Zilong for his river life. So, but anyways, I'll upload some more games and more analyzation and more about Hylos. At some point in time, I'll also do other characters too, such as Uranus and Khufra. But so far, I'm liking this Hylos along with Xander Fox with his YSS. Later on, we'll have Strident that plays Zaz join us in one of the videos. So stay tuned, and hope to see you guys next time. Peace.